button. Welcome to another Dynasty webinar. If you guys can tell right now, how good is my voice coming through? Is it coming through all crystal clear and amazing like? Does it sound good? Yeah, I got a new microphone. Yes, it sounds like I'm literally sitting right next to you, whispering SEO advice into your ear. As creepy as that sounds. Anyways, welcome to another Dynasty webinar. We're coming in crystal clear, and we got a really not the most complicated webinar, but it's like the easiest way to get clients I've ever seen, and I don't know why I've never done this before, but it's really cool. But I want to start off with a kind of brief intro of what I'm up to. All right, I'm actually setting up my next surgical webinar to be on the 4th of next month. I'm going to show you something very cool about that. Very cool. I'm working on the State of the SERPs address, and I think if you guys, I think I actually already talked about that. Yeah, I think you guys already know why I'm doing that, and I'm also working on the SEO Zen launch. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight on that on the forums and stuff like that. On top of that, guys, I also, it's a few people on the forums who also want, a bit faster response times on the forums and stuff like that. And, honestly, when I was going on the forums and stuff like that, I thought I was nailing most of the posts, and it appeared there's a bunch of posts slipping past. So big sorry about that. I'm going to be much better at that. I apologize to that. But I already hit all the people that were having any issues up. I chased them down on Facebook or hit them up on their email and was like, hey, we are friends. We will like each other. All right. So keep it up. I'm also building this cool link trading software, which you all get access to. Everyone who's a Dynasty member gets to be a part of this software when it first opens for free, because we're going to need an initial group of people. But it's basically a software that allows you to anonymously, if I said that word right, anonymously trade with anybody else that has a PR site. So essentially, if you get like a PR2 site, you can use that PR2 site to trade, and get 10 more PR2 links. That's like multiplying your PR stuff all over the place and stuff like that. So it's going to be very cool. Kate asked what the link trading software is. That's exactly what it is. You're going to be able to basically trade PR links without revealing your without revealing your blog network sites. So it's going to be very cool and very useful. And it's going to change how SEO is done forever. That's my prediction. And we got SEO Zen coming up and all that kind of stuff. The big thing I kind of wanted to talk about, just marketing wise, was the State of the SERPs address before God. And I have a little quick intro on the status of SEO right now. For Dynasty members, I have a little bit more extra stuff than even what we talked about last night. And I just really wanted to kind of talk about the type of marketing I'm getting into. Once again, my phone is ringing. I'm just going to throw us across the house. Just lock it up. The iPhones, you can't make them stop vibrating. I don't like it. Anyways, the State of SERPs address. I think, can anybody tell me why I'm doing this? And someone said real quick, just the link trading software, wouldn't link trader software create exposure to a larger network of Google? No, because what's going on with the link trader software is you're not actually trading, you're trading links with each other. Therefore, there's actually no network. Every site you get a link from is completely unrelated to other sites. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, someone's like, you want to be like Frank Kern and stuff like that. And, I figured what a better way, because I've been doing all this research and stuff in SEO and stuff like that. And I have all this cool stuff I want to start sharing. To certain extents, based on where you are kind of in the source wave kind of community. By that, I mean, Dynasty is probably going to be getting the big chunk of all the need to know really cool stuff. But the reason why I'm doing that is exactly what I always talked about in webinars before: the celebrity positioning, the professional stuff. Everything you guys have seen me talk about in prior webinars is being applied right now. And the cool thing with the State of SERPs, since, I'll talk to you guys about my marketing strategies for SEO and stuff like that, is it's all just about building up the perception. I went out, got a really nice suit, got some really nice pictures done. Actually, I can do the pictures of my house and stuff like that. But I'm basically positioning myself. If you guys have seen Frank Kern, he's able to sell consulting for $10,000 per month very easily. And I'm going to be positioning myself as that when I start opening up, autopilot personal SEO services, where I'm just actually going to just open up, you can apply an autopilot for SEO services and stuff like that. I'm going to be writing that into, another relaunch of autopilot. And yeah, just basically those two things right there. And basically using that perception, that new kind of, that authority, everything that I've talked about in webinars, everything that I've talked about in the past few webinars, using the whole entire toolbox of what we've done to basically just get tons and tons of people on board with the new kind of SEO agency / thing I'm going to be doing right after the State of the SERPs comes out, which is going to be, I believe, September 23rd. Yes, that's when I planned it for. Anyways, look at all what I really want to do, guys, and what I'm going to be doing in it is I'm basically going to be breaking out everything in SEO that's going on in an overview kind of fashion. And look at all the things I've kind of talked about, especially in the last high-end webinar, how I'm using it to attract just tons and tons and tons of business. I'm selling via value and demonstration. Remember we talked about last webinar, I just drank a cup of coffee to make my throat all dry. But I remember what we talked about last webinar, where the best way to get people to jump on board with your services and stuff like that is to position yourself as the teacher authority and then demonstrate and attract them with value and then use demonstration to get them on board. Give them enough faith to spend that extra amount of money for you. So, I mean, the SEO services we're going to be selling are not going to be cheap. The minimum price is going to be $3,000 per month. And this will kind of be kind of low end SEO services that we're going to be selling, not the high end clients I'm doing where it's personalized. It's going to be more my team of SEOs are going to be handling it and getting you crazy rankings and stuff like that. And this really doesn't apply to anybody in Dynasty. It applies more to people that have businesses and stuff like that. It's not really anything that's targeting you guys. And it's the really just pure authority positioning to attract the maximum price. That's really just the reason why I'm doing it and leading into it. It's going to be on the tail end of the SEO Zen launch, so there's going to be a lot of buzz flowing straight into that and flowing straight into the launch of a kind of like a source agency sort of thing. So what I really wanted to ask you guys and what I want you to get thinking about is, how can you apply this to your niche? Do you have an idea? And first off, how many people here, you have an idea of what niche you're going to be going after? Just give me a list for here. Okay, good. Steven, I see you couldn't find the list on the forum. I'll go dig that up. I actually have seen a ton of people asking about the list. And the thing is, if the list, that's great. But literally how I came up with that list, I literally just sat at my computer one morning and just started typing up random things that came to my mind. I see a lot of people like asking for a list. And of course, if you want it, you shall receive. However, it is literally something I was just at my computer one morning. I'm like, I'll just type in things that make lots of money. All right. So while the list does have some decent information on it, there's tons and tons and tons of stuff you could just draw off just by doing a few Google searches. That's just, I'm not saying I won't provide you with the list. I'm just saying sometimes it's sometimes better just to not even wait for to get something like that and just go do a Google search and you'll find just all the answers like that. Like that's how I found it. So don't really overcomplicate stuff like that. But real quick questions and stuff like that. How could you apply this to your niche? How could you apply this to your niche in some form of way? How could you position yourself as authority with this? Jackie, I saw you hedge funds, private equity, great niche to go after. Very, very rarely targeted with SEO. And yeah, Stephen, of course, I'm just giving you my personal 2 cents on that. I'll of course provide you with the list. It's somewhere in the forum. I don't even remember what I typed out, so I've been actually trying to find it and then copy and paste it somewhere else in the forum. Lauren says I actually won't put up people's niches out there and stuff like that. But how can you go out there? Somebody throw me some ideas right now on how you can do this in your niche in some way. On your site with the photos, the state of whatever. You can always want to position yourself kind of as the president of your niche, especially when you're in these small types of niches and stuff like that. So just the big question I have is just, look at this stuff I'm kind of doing in the SEO niche and really apply it to how you can be doing it in your niche. Maybe you don't want to be like the president of hedge fund SEO, Jackie, but you can go out there and use this kind of stuff, this kind of leverage I'm using to really attract those big high-end clients, because the high-end clients want to go with the person who they view like this. All right, they want to go and spend that type of money with the type of person they view like that kind of stuff. And that's the only reason they want to do this. It's just perception. So just keep that in mind and keep everything we've talked about so far. So next thing I really want to talk about before we get into the lesson day is a Dynasty Circle exclusive. And right now I've been working with some of the best SEO in the world. These are just guys who do just disgusting things. The best black hat SEOs, the best gray hat SEOs, some of the best white hat SEOs, and frankly, just asking every single person what they think is going on in Google and kind of comparing notes and so forth and stuff like that. And that's one thing that's kind of the benefit of SourceWave is, I can get access to a lot of information that other SEOs have out there just by putting my name out there and saying, hey, what's your view on this? How do you rank this? How do you do that? And so I've been getting just a huge cheat sheet of stuff over the past month. And that's what I've been doing, just a lot of research, asking people what they have. So I have the inside track on thousands of tests that are going on, thousands of sites that are ranking, thousands of sites that are not ranking, and exactly what is happening. So how it really works with Dynasty is as soon as I kind of figure this stuff out, or just know about it, even before I even test it, I'll be relaying this kind of stuff for you. And kind of how the source of information is going to go down. And I think you guys already know this, but Dynasty members are going to just be getting the uncut. Like I literally just put out my new blog network strategy on the forum the other day. Just there you go. And Dynasty members are going to be really just getting the uncut this is exactly what I talked about in my meeting yesterday with so-and-so, and this is how it's working. Exactly, this is what's going on. So, and then of course, I'll be teaching in an infinitum, kind of more in an SEO, kind of personal SEO level, and then on SourceWave, kind of in an overview level, like I always kind of do like that. So you're going to get just the personal download, like this is exactly what I talked about yesterday, as soon as I know it. So pretty cool. That sound cool? Everybody like that? Yeah, cool. Yeah, give me one. Yeah, there you go. So let's get into some stuff right now that really applies to hosting with clients. And this is really important when you have a client or if you have clients right now. And these are a bunch of really subtle things that have changed when it comes to doing any type of SEO for your clients and whatnot. And the really, really big thing that's changed, how many people right now who have a private blog network have kind of noticed diminishing returns on their private blog network links? All right, how many people like you used like if you just stack PR5 links up and up, everything ranked? Yeah, diminishing returns. Exactly. After that certain big boost, it really doesn't go up, and I'm going to explain to you why that's happening right now. What's going on, guys, is Google has this has been tested. This has been tested over and over again. Is Google kind of has the companies that do SEO hosting, not so much the companies, but it labels where the links are coming from by company. So if you have all your sites on SEO host right now, they're all the domains they have, even if they give you different name servers, are all under one company. And what's happening right there is after you get, what Google's doing is they're not really handing out penalties, they're just giving diminishing returns or ignoring links. And what's happening is if you have all your links coming from one company's name service or IP addresses, after the first two links you have, or the first few links or few sites you have linking on there, after that, your links just get discredited. They don't really matter, and you don't really get that great of results. So what you want to be doing, guys, is you want to be going and putting your sites on cheap hosting. There's tons of hosting out there. I'm going to give you a brief list, actually, after this webinar. I'm going to post on the forum kind of an explanation of how to do this. But you want to have every single one of your PR sites on different hosting, all right? Especially your really good sites, your PR4s, the 5s. You want to have them all on different companies hosting. And you can literally do this in, maybe an hour's worth of work. It's not really that hard to do. But the return on it is just absolutely dramatic. I'm doing this with a few sites right now, and it's just like the old powerful networks that were going on a few months ago, except just bam, all right? So that's exactly why that's going on. So someone said, like geo-targeted, hosting and stuff like that. It's not so much that. You just want to have your sites all in different hosting companies, all right? Because they have different IPs, and that way everything's from completely unique sources. All right. So another thing I want to show you guys real quick. I'm just going to pull up a site real quick. Let me pull up my network real quick. Give me 2 moments. All right. Let's go and let's just look at this little dinky site right here. All right, guys, what you're looking at is just one of my network sites right here. Now, it looks a little messy right here. I literally just put this together today. But I wanted to show you some stuff that I got going on with the links going to the site. And you can see a new site I made up right here. It's called Shred Source. Basically, I just got tired of dinking with source tabs because of the new kind of changes. So I wanted to start a refresh with new testing. So just making another site like that. But you can really see right here how I'm linking the site. One thing you want to have on your private blog network sites for your clients and stuff like that is you want to link out to Wikipedia, and a relevant Wikipedia page that is relevant to your niche. All right. As you can see right here, I got 3 links to my site. I got the 3 different anchor texts and stuff like that. And you can see how I'm linking to the site. The first link I have is going to the home page of my site. It's the brand word. Having branded URL links going to your home page is more important than ever. All right. Having it going on right here, you can see my keyword right here is online guitar lessons, but you can see I've thrown in take online guitar lessons. And one thing on your private blog networks, you never want to repeat your anchor text ever, even if it's just like capitalization and stuff like that. You don't want to repeat your anchor text. And you can see I'm also trying to really get in URLs, all right, with that. And another one right here, just guitar backing tracks, just going to rank for that search again. You can see right here, just again, I'm using URLs and stuff like that. And you can see right here on the spreadsheet right here that I'm just doing, I'm just going to zoom in really, really, really close. And this will all be blacked out in the actual whatchamacallit. Just don't go blow up my blog network sites, please. But you can see it, how I'm changing through the anchor text for these type of sites. You can see it here. The anchor text for this page right here is basically just Shred Source. All right, that's the brand name. But you can see when I go down here, the anchor text right here is the brand name again, but with just lowercase. And you can see how I'm linking to these 3 pages over and over again. You can see the anchor text right here is guitar backing tracks. And you can see the anchor text for that same page right here is guitar backing tracks in big, big, bold letters. And you can also see right here how the anchor text is constantly changing. Like I have metal guitar backing tracks. I have guitar backing tracks like the URL of the page. And then like for the keyword online guitar lessons, I'm always throwing in little keywords. I'm changing the capitalizations. Even when I link to the brand URL, I will make capitalizations in different spots like that. So my anchor text is never the same, and I'm sending tons of branded links to my site. Does everybody understand that real quick? So Steve Hill says, for repeating, I mean across the entire network. The more types of variations you can make of your anchor text, the better. All right, that's just as long as it has the keyword in there. On most of them, with kind of the percentages, go check out the webinar last night. I kind of talked about it a little bit right there. But what I'm just basically doing is I just kind of interchange it logically, but I never really use the same anchor text over and over again. Even if I use the same anchor text, I change the capitalization and so forth. Just give me a quick one if you understand it right there. Yeah, someone said you do variations of keyword and lots of branding URL links. Yeah, especially I do a lot of branding links to my homepage, especially for a new site. You want to get more branded links than you do actual anchor text links. All right, so cool. All right, just making sure everybody understands that. All right, is everybody excited about that? That's a big, big cutting edge result I've been seeing lately. All right, give me a 2 if you like that kind of stuff. All right, cool. All right, cool. So that's like the inside. That's kind of keys to the castle kind of stuff like that. But there's more to it. Let's jump back. All right. So I talked about anchor text variation right now. All right. So how duplicate content works now on your money site. You do not want any duplicate content anywhere on the site. If you have pages on the site that have the same stuff and like that, what you can do with duplicate content now, especially on your client sites where they have lots of clone pages that aren't ranking, just go get at the tool SEO Yoast, de-index the pages. Helps a ton with the rankings of the website. You don't want any duplicate content on your site in that kind of form or fashion. All right. So if you've got 100 pages all the same thing on there, de-index 99 of them that all have duplicate content on them. All right. It just makes your site look much, much better in Google's eyes. Another thing you want to keep in mind with duplicate content, guys, what you want to do on your websites, make sure whether it's your client site or other site, is get Google authorship on the site. Now, how many people have gone out there and they see people saying, Google authorship gives you a boost in rankings? How many people have said that? How many people have seen people saying stuff like that? All right. The way authorship really works is when you slap it on your content, and this is what I've tested. All right. This is testing. This is me just like making up stuff. All right. When you slap Google, say I make an article on SourceWave and I slap my authorship on it, that means no one else can take that content, put it on their site, and outrank me. And the results I've seen, there might be like a few instances that are outside this, but that's why Google authorship is helping a lot of rankings for sites or protecting the rankings, is because Google's able to go out there and say, okay, this guy created this content. All the other sites, I'm sure you guys might have seen sites that have literally copy and pasted my content from SourceWave. They're not ranking. They're not over ranking me. And when you type in, if you were to go in and type a snippet on my site, you will see me showing up for that search. So always go and tag the authorship on your site. It really has nothing to do with your rankings, but it protects your content. Stops you from having duplicate content. On the flip side, guys, you can also go, and I don't recommend doing this, you can take other people's content, slap authorship on it, send a few links to it, and that is now your content. So you're not actually going to get duplicate content penalties on that. Those are all things to keep in mind. All right. So does that make sense real quick? Cool. So someone also said, no duplicate content on your site. With private blog networks, the more unique your content is, the better. All right. Because what Google's really doing now is they're just giving diminishing returns. So if you go out there and you submit an article to tons of directories and stuff like that, and it's not unique, what Google's doing is they're not penalizing your site. They're not knocking you back to yesterday. They're just not counting your links. All right. Or your links are getting severely diminished. All right. So keep that in mind. Yeah, someone said, Jackie, yeah, that's a PR. I believe it's a PR5 site. Most of my network is just PR5-ish sites and stuff like that. So let's go talk about titles and descriptions real quick. All right. So this is all just stuff to really keep in mind with your client site. So you can see right here, shred source, and you can see right here what's going on. Just a blank site, but what I have is unique articles on the site, YouTube video, Wikipedia link, and then it's siloed in a reverse silo fashion. All right, or actually, yeah, all these pages, what I'm doing is reverse silos on my sites now because it sends the anchor text back up to the top of the page for keywords you're really starting to gun for. I'll get into that more a bit later. It doesn't really apply to client SEO. But what I want to show you guys is how I am doing the titles. All right, and this is straight from tons and tons of testing with Greg Morrison. All right. What you want to do, guys, is you can see that the goal for this page is guitar backing tracks. All right, that's the SEO title goal right here. But you can see right here with the title, I've changed the title to beginner guitar instrumental backing tracks. All right, you don't want to get your keyword exactly in the title. Throw like a word in between it. All right, and the cool thing is I can actually end up ranking for beginner guitar backing tracks, guitar instrumental backing tracks, all that kind of stuff. But you don't want to have an over-optimized title anymore. Just changing this little thing right here has recovered a lot of rankings on Greg's site, so I'm applying it to a lot of my sites as well. Same kind of input goes for the description. Just don't go and like stuff the keyword in there. Just go casually for the keyword right here. All right. So that's from a lot of testing from what Greg Morrison's been doing and stuff like that. Another thing I want to tell you guys real quick. There's been a new Panda update. It's catching a lot more sites and stuff like that. And while you can still rank pages with just YouTube videos, what I'm doing is I'm going to on my sites. Right, this isn't too great for a person who's doing affiliate SEO, but I'm literally just going to a site called iWriter. That you can literally for about $10 an article, you can get a really quality content article written for you. And any site I'm ranking in Google, I try and get 300 to 400 words on it. All right. On your client site, if you have pages that aren't showing up in Google and don't have 300 to 400 words on them, de-index those pages. I've seen a lot of really good results from that. All right. If you have smallish client sites, which if that's the type of client you're going for, any pages that you aren't trying to rank are like archive pages that have tons of duplicate content on them, just de-index the pages. All right. So all that kind of stuff right there is stuff that will really increase your client's rankings. All right, so someone said, what for hosting? All right, what I'm going to show you guys right here is what I'm doing right here. You can actually see every single one of my sites is just on cheap hosting. All right, and I'm not going to. One of them is on like this hosting right here. The other one is over on. Let me just go. I'm going to post some of these right here on the forums. But you can literally just go to Google and type in $2 hosting. All right, but what you can see right here, just literally, I have it each on just different hosting each. These all cost $2. It takes 2 seconds to set up, and my domains are all on different IPs, different IM servers, and they don't get diminishing returns on the links anymore. All right. Yeah. So someone says a 300 to 400 word post needed. I wouldn't say post, but you want to get content on pages again. My personal opinion is I really don't think you need 300 to 400 words, but you need content on pages. Don't be ranking empty pages on your client's site. All right. I'm still testing a ton of this stuff with like skinny sites. I still know you can rank pages with just YouTube videos on them, but this is stuff that is working right now that is giving the maximum amount of push for client sites. All right. And Stephen Frost asked, because I talked a little bit about yesterday about getting PR0 sites and that have good links on them. Like I'll show you a site right now. Let me just go grab this from the sheet. Don't go posting these on I'll blank out the URL when I actually hit this recording in case someone posts it up there. But this is a site right now. I'm not going to say the name out loud. I'll just black this out in the video. But you can see right here, this site right here. When you throw in Majestic SEO, this is a PRNA site. All right, and you go through this in right here, but it has really, really good link profile. I think this might be the one I was talking about. There's one of them that I have that has like EDU links and all sorts of crazy good links going to it. If Majestic will work. All right, so right here, this actually isn't the right one. Let me jump over here. Explore. This was the one I was talking about. One sec. Give me 2 more seconds. All right, yeah, this one right here. All right, you can see this one has actually over 1,000 links going to it. It has educational links going to it. It has a bunch of URLs indexed. That means I can use the link juice keeper and I'll keep a ton of extra link juice on here. You can see it has a very good backlinking profile. And one thing I want to show you guys real quick about this. Real PR checker. One sec. I have to go find the site real quick. I'll go post this site after, but there's a site you can go to. I forgot what it was called that I've been using. Yeah, there we go. So this page right here, you can throw in a domain name. That actually, oops, that's not the domain name at all. Let's go grab this. Where did I get it from? Right there. Fake page rank. And you can throw a domain in here. This is really good for research and stuff like that. Go get that rid of right there. Type in a little HCFR. If I got that right. All right, whatever. This thing's going to be a pain in the butt right now. So, but you can go to Google, type in fake PR, real PR checker, and what it does is this tool will tell you exactly. Let's continue, and it will tell you. And I believe this is the right one right here. If not, it's over. It's somewhere on the site. It's SEOmastering.com. But it will tell you the. Yeah, this one it totally isn't it. Totally wasting your time, guys. But what this page right here will do. I know you can't see my screen. I was trying to get this going in right here. But it's on this site right here, SEO Mastering. In fact, this type in. You want to go type in SEO Mastering, real PR. All right, and PageRank prediction. All right, I believe this is it. If the page will load. All right, the site's being screwy right now. Anyways, you can go here and it will tell you kind of the real PR of the site. All right. And I'm not talking about like the real, it's the predicted PR of the website. So keep that in mind. Everybody get that real quick. I'll post a link to this when I figure it all out afterwards. All right. This site right here is like a PR2 and I got it for $10. All right. And it's a very good link profile. So keep that all in mind. All right. So let's hop back to the webinar, actually get into the teaching tonight. All right. But everybody enjoy that kind of stuff. Everybody like being on the cutting edge. All right. That's just the little subtle things to improve your results for clients so much. Okay, cool. All right, let's get into this. And with, like always, the customary Donald Draper party time meme. All right, so what we're getting into today is what I like to essentially call shooting fish in the barrel. And the reason why I'm teaching you this client getting technique, or actually how to use this advertising medium, is because it is by far the easiest thing in the whole entire world. Even if you want to just not go the high-end client route, which you need to because it pays lots of money, you can do this to get local clients and all sorts of clients all day long. Especially if you practice at this a little bit. All right. It's literally like shooting fish in the barrel. All right. And let me jump over here. And this has literally hit me like a brick in the face because I knew this was, all right, I want to give you some stats real quick. We're going to be talking about buying email lists or doing email list drops a day. And this is by far the easiest medium of paid traffic you can get into in the whole entire world. And I'm going to tell you why. First off, the stats in like 2011, on email list buying, the return on investment was 1 to 40. All right. So literally you're going to make a 400% investment. I'm not sure what the percentage is on that. All right. You know, Becker can't do math. We all know this, but literally, all right, I went out there and I got $500 at $2 per lead, and I got 2,000 emails at 50 cents per lead. All right. That cost me around $2,000 to do this. One thing I want to stress out there real quick is you don't need to spend $2,000. I'm going to show you to do this for $100. All the way up to $1,000. It depends on your level of investment. And after you spend that first $100 and get like 1 or 2 clients from it, you're going to be very comfortable spending a lot of money doing this. I tested this out at first, and literally from this lead list right here, I got 43 mommy makeover surgeries to attend my webinar on the 4th. All right, 43. All right. Now, just a quick little summary of my results so far with my mommy makeover marketing webinars and so forth. I'm averaging 2 hot applications per webinar of around 12 people on average. All right. At a 50% conversion rate on those applications. So if I get 12 people in a webinar, all right, or 12 people to sign up for a webinar, not 12 people in a webinar, 12 people to sign up. All right. I'll get 1 client out of that. All right. So what I'm going to get from this webinar, basically, if I can get the numbers stay true, I can get up to about 8 applications. And plus, I haven't even hit up this list that hard. All right. I've only emailed it once. All right. So literally, I've actually emailed it 1.1 times because I actually bought a portion of the list, a tenth of the list, and then mailed that to test it. And I'm going to explain it all to you here in a second and got pretty good click-through and open rates on that. So literally right there, if I can just pick up 4 clients from this webinar, and if my stats stay somewhat similar to they are, I'll get 3 to 4 clients. At my lowest price point at $4,000 per month, that will literally make me $16,000 every single month, aka a 4,800% return on my initial investment. All right, so that means if you spend $100 on this and you follow what I'm about to show you, you can make back $4,000 back if you stick to the strategy I'm about to show you. All right, stuff like that. Does everybody see the potential of that real quick? Does everybody first, see like, yeah, I spent $2,000 doing this, but it was like the best investment ever. All right. I'm not saying you have to spend $2,000, but this is something you definitely need to look into. All right. So awesome stuff. And this right here, in my opinion, you can go out there and you can spend tons of money like paying for leads and like stuff like that, or you can just go and get someone to generate them for you or give you the leads for you, or heck, even mail the leads for you. And I'm gonna be showing you how to do that tonight. I went through an email list provider too, and like these $2 leads I paid for right here, those are like good leads. Like they open their emails and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. All right. And that was with, it's not like just 43 people open my emails. I had a big chunk of people open emails. I forgot the exact number, but I was able to get 43 of those people to convert. All right, that's just money right there. Now the issue is I really have no more time for new personal clients. I'm too busy. Like I'm focusing on Dynasty, I'm focused on Infinitum, I'm focused on Autopilot. All right, that's like my 3 big source thingies. All right, so I really have no time for a personal client. So I'm literally just outsourcing it to another talented SEO at this point. We just split the money down the middle. He does the SEO, I get the clients. Completely passive income for me. So, and that was me just dabbling. All right. I don't want to sound like cocky or anything like that, but $2,000 isn't really a big investment for me. With the return on investment and with the stats I used. All right. Trust me, I didn't just go out there and drop $2,000 to get all these people on there. I tested and I asked all the right questions when it comes to buying an email list, which you're going to see tonight. But that was just me dabbling with only one mailing. And like I said before, kind of 1.1 mailing, because I did mail 1/10 of that list before I went ahead and bought the list. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm teaching this first because email lists are literally your most valuable resource online. Once you have a good email list, I'll see it's really funny out there, and I'll see like bloggers and stuff like that, bragging that they got like a list of like 10,000 people or something like that. But you can literally go out there and buy a good list of 10,000 people for about $2,000. All right, it's not really that hard to do. And would you rather, just answer me this, would you rather spend a whole year trying to get leads that you can finally sell to, or would you rather just spend the money right there if you're working at a company, you have clients coming in? And just keep building a list? Would you rather spend a whole year getting all those leads, or would you rather just get the leads right there? Yeah, spend the money, buy tonight. All right. And, if you're a person right now who's just getting in the client-based stuff, don't think like, oh, Dynasty's only for me if I want to drop $2,000 on something. I'll show you to do this for as little as $100, and I'll show you to do it really freaking well. You can literally niche down to like infinity. All right. So with that being said, email lists are literally your most valuable resource online, because with this list right here, I can use it for way more than just getting clients. All right, say I only get these 43 people in the webinar, and only let's just say 2 people from that webinar become clients. I've still made my money back like 10 times over from that first off. But say only 2 people in those webinars become clients. What I can do at the end of the webinar, I can say, hey, who enjoyed this webinar? Okay, all right, Mike, Steve, you enjoyed this webinar. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook you up with just a free little mini course I made. Just all you have to do is go here on this Facebook page, or if you just have to go to this page and leave me a quick recommendation and where the location of your business is. All right, so they go do that. At the start of every webinar I do now, I can start being like, look at all these people from all these surgeons from around the nation I've worked. Look at this recommendation from this surgeon. Look at this recommendation from this surgeon right here. And what I'm doing, and one thing you really want to keep in mind with high-end businesses and stuff like that, the most powerful thing, who here has bought like a really expensive car, like a really expensive watch, or who has ever bought something really expensive that you really had to think about? All right, give me just a one. All right, Steve, what was the expensive thing? All right, what was the expensive thing? All right, Porsche. All right, so Steve, before you test drove Porsches and you were thinking about, when you're really thinking about, what was probably your biggest, like say you had like 3 friends who owned a Porsche, and all of them said, dude, my Porsche broke down after like 10 miles. Would you have still bought the Porsche? No, of course. But say you had 3 friends who said, dude, I personally haven't, owned the Porsche, but I've driven around in it. Dude, it's the shit. All right, it's the best thing I've ever been in. You need to go get it now. Of course you're going to get the car, right? Yes. All right. Common sense question. But that's the same way high-end businesses work. All right. Even if you don't sell somebody, getting those testimonials like, damn, Alex helped me a lot with the surgery webinar, and the little course he hooked me up with is really good. First off, I built goodwill with those people. And so there's still going to be context that I can rely on in the future. But on top of that, it's the same thing with the Porsche buying right there. My webinar starts off and they see 5 other surgeons right off the bat that they might have heard of. There aren't that many mommy makeover surgeons in the nation saying, hey, Alex really knows his shit. Damn. All right, damn. It's literally just like when you're making that big high-end purchase, or like John said, the horse. I'm seeing all sorts of stuff out there. You go by what other people are saying. All right, reviews and little like freebies and little incentives to sign up don't really matter. All right, if someone said, Steve, you can get 3% off your Porsche if you act now, that wouldn't have affected you as much as your 3 friends saying, hey, I didn't like the car. Your 3 friends saying, hey, I love the car. All right, so keep that all in mind. So think of all the things you could also use the email list for, and I can get more and more into this. All right, you can go to kingdom come with this. All right, so I'm going to keep more into it because I know it's Friday and I know people have stuff to do, but this is just, it's so great. It's the greatest thing in the whole entire world, and I'm really frustrated and just do this right when I started getting high-end clients. So it's also the easiest way to get high-end clients, especially if you actually apply what I have taught you, because you can literally go out there and you can find, like, you can go to this one website and you can find every surgeon in the nation who makes over 500,000, well, not every single one, but every one they have, by their income and where they live and the amount of money they bring in every single year. You can literally find, I literally was able to buy a list, or I'm looking at buying a list of surgeons. Every single one of them makes over $2 million a year, and it's only going to cost me like $300. All right, it's a list of like 500 surgeons. All right, I can with that kind of. I'm going to get into more of it, but can you guys tell I'm excited about this? Can you tell I'm excited? Someone said, "Are you skipping the Facebook ads altogether?" No, but this is totally doing it. And Marco, same exact thing. And Marco, the beautiful thing about you, you guys don't know, Marco's from Argentina, correct? Marco, Argentina, right? I think you said that. I don't want to be wrong. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Argentina. Marco's from. You guys probably seen Marco on the forums and stuff like that. He also works in a lot of foreign language and stuff like that. I'm also going to be showing you guys a quick little. He actually has a site right now that using some stuff. Hopefully, some stuff I've taught from SourceWeb, getting 15,000 visitors a day. That's correct, Marco. About 15,000 visitors a day. Lauren says hi, by the way. Yes. So that's very cool stuff right there. But yeah, this is even better, Marco, because like you've told me many times. I've known Marco for a while. A lot of in the countries he's in, especially in the language he's speaking, which I'm assuming is Spanish, internet marketing is very untapped. So look, you have a whole different access. It's like you're getting in at the front door before everybody else. So frankly, I really don't see it being that hard for you to get really, really, really great amounts of. I bet you could buy these lists for like 10 times cheaper than what I'm talking about right now, frankly. So keep that in mind. All right, so keep that in mind. So I'm excited about this. So I'm gonna stop telling the benefits right now, but it's the easiest way to get high-end clients if you actually apply what I've taught you in the other past webinars. And it's also a good way to come up with niche ideas in the first place. I was digging around today. I came up with like 15 really good niche ideas that I'll show you a little bit about. But like mining materials, dude, or like mining machines, like tools that mine underground. Like each of those sells for like $200,000 each or something like that. All right. Yeah. So there we go. All right. So tonight's lesson, all right, we're finally getting into tonight's lesson. All right, is everybody excited? All right. We're actually getting into the teaching part of the webinar now. All right, cool. All right, so what are bot email lists? What are email drops? And these are the things I'm going to be addressing. I'm going to be showing you how to find them. I'm going to be showing you how to intelligently buy them, so you never end up wasting any money whatsoever. I'm going to show you some really evil shit, actually. I'm going to show you how to mail them the nice way, but I'm also going to show you, the little promotional tab in Gmail that's making your email box less spammable for marketers. Everybody know that? Have everybody seen that? The little promotion tab that stops all the WCO guys from emailing you? Have you guys noticed that my emails still get in your tab? They don't go to the promotional tab? Most of the time. If I email from Aweber, they do, but yeah. I'll be showing you guys how I do that shit, all right? I'm also going to show you guys how to email these people without even using an autoresponder, right? And this is a little nasty tactic I picked up from a marketing director of like this company makes over $100 million a year, and this is how he emails them. All right, I'm going to be showing you how to do it without an Aweber, without an Amazon SES, which is what I use, without any of that stuff. And I'm going to show you how he literally just emails these people without having to worry about spam complaints or anything. All right, it's very evil. I'm going to show you how to write the email. I'm going to show you how to format it to get click-throughs and stuff like that. I'm going to be showing you some follow-up tactics to drastically increase the amount you can kind of suck out of a list, and how to make the list become longtime fans and readers. Even if they don't buy, there will be people to get you leads and stuff like that. Because remember what we're doing right now, guys. Every single person on our list is like, they're people that make money. All right. So if you can make friends with these people, even if you don't become their direct clients, if you can make them be like, holy shit, Steve Vale, Carissa, Terry, these guys know what they're talking about. This guy knows what he's talking about. You're gonna make clients and friends and all sorts of rich friends and contacts you can off these people. So keep that in mind. I'm going to show you to increase the response tenfold, and this is going to be especially true if you don't have a big budget. All right, if you can invest about 100, 150 bucks, that's fine. I'm going to show you how to spend that 150 bucks on an email list. I'm going to show you how to get the best response. Make sure you get a response from every single one of these people. All right, so keep that in mind. So get ready, prepare yourself. I've kind of overdone it again. All right, so what about bot email list? All right, so the funny thing is, this is kind of taboo in internet marketing, kind of the niche that I'm in. Frankly, because people are like, people hate getting internet marketing emails, all right, because it happens so much. But frankly, in other industries, it's not really a big problem. But the thing is, it's 10 times easier to get emails in those industries. Like literally having a list, you can buy a list of 100,000 people, CEOs instantly. All right, you just boom. All right, you're going to spend some money on that. Don't get me wrong, but you can literally just go out there and buy your customer's email. It's like literally just buying someone's phone number. All right, and if with emails, you can just automatically mail them out there and stuff like that. And simply put, people have already gone through the trouble to stalk your targets. In fact, way more down just to emails. You can literally find people by what zip codes they live in, the amount of money they make, whether they've been divorced or not, their age, their specific type of practice, how much their practice made last year, by their credit score. All right, you can literally narrow it down to like Steve, the plastic surgeon who is not online yet and makes over $2 million a year and just got divorced and is open to hearing about marketing. All right, it's creepy. All right, so it's also one of the simplest, cheap routes to getting very, 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 very targeted leads. Like it's limited by your imagination. For example, I was reading a Dan Kennedy book, and something that a lot of restaurants do is they'll go out there and they'll find every single person in the local area that's making over $1 million, like the really high-end restaurants, and then on their birthdays, they'll have these people's addresses, and they'll send them a card saying, "Hey, happy birthday. Come stop by our restaurant." They'll send like a little package with like flowers or like chocolate or something in there, whatever like that. And just like that, by going out there and just buying these very, very, very targeted leads and then getting them on their birthdays, they're able to bring in all this extra business into their high-end restaurants. All right? Yeah. They do exactly. Now, someone asked where my leads from. You can find leads all over the place. There's 101 different companies to do it. I'm going to show you a company to start off with that's really great. I've been talking with them on the phone a whole lot. Now, it allows you instant access to your target and the ability to instantly start, A, getting them into your funnel, B, using them to grow your brand, all right, creating awareness and stuff like that, building trust and authority with them, all right? I'm going to tell you straight up, a lot of times high-end clients might not buy with you the first time, but when you have their email address, they don't have to buy from you. You give them value. The way I've shown you guys how to sell, you never piss anyone off. You never scare anyone away. You're always giving value and then saying, "Hey, are you ready to buy? Are you ready to buy?" All right. And that's how you want to sell to high-end people. And so no matter what you're doing with them, you're always building trust and authority. And eventually these people will buy from you or get you a recommendation. All right. So it allows you to start doing all this direct marketing right away without having to deal with all the crap with buying ads. It's just, and when you're going in high niches, this is the best form of advertising I think there is. All right. So you can also start gaining recommendations and networking opportunities. All right. You can go out there and you can have these surgeons or whoever you're going for go out there and say, "Hey, at the end of the webinar, if you enjoyed this, would you mind recommending me to maybe some of your friends or something like that? I'll give anybody who recommends me, I'll give you a free dinner out somewhere or something like that." All right, because recommendations are the most powerful form of client getting you can actually get. So keep that in mind. So also a quick note, you can also pay a lot of companies to send the emails for you. And you can pay most companies, they'll just go and they'll mail the email for you. In fact, the company I'm going to show you, you don't need an autoresponder, you don't need to set up anything. You can actually pick the emails you want to mail and they'll mail for you. So you don't even have to worry about setting up all that kind of crap. However, most of the time, I like owning the list. All right. And mailing the list is a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit more, if you're using Amazon SES like I do, you might run into some spam issues or something like that. However, I think it's always better to own the list. So keep that in mind. Now, how to find them. It's fairly easy to find. I'm going to show you how I found my company. Everybody enjoying this real quick? Everybody liking this information? I see we haven't lost a single person this webinar. Everybody liking this information? Give me a 1. Cool. All right. And this is just keys to the castle, guys. Keys to the castle. All right. So they're fairly easy to find. All right. I'm going to show you my top secret technique to finding surgeons' contact emails. All right. So I go to Google. Let me me see, where's it at? One sec. Let me go over here real quick. All right, so what I do, guys, is I go to Google and I type in buy, then I enter my profession, and then I type email list. Okay, you see that? You see that magic stuff right there? And then what I do, guys, is I go through and I click the ads. And that's exactly what I do, and I found it works for me. What I got right here, actually, is I went to these guys right here. Let me bring this over a little bit. All right, and I went to these guys right here. What I did, and a lot of these companies, they go by quote. You're actually, a lot of times, and what's really great is you can find exactly what you want over the phone. If you're not too good at buying lists, you can literally get a person on the phone. They call you up. Most of these companies do almost right after you enter your quote. This company does, and the company I'm going to show you, they call you up and they say, hey, what exactly are you looking for? You say, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I want a surgeon that has green eyes, is a midget, and can fly. And you'll be like, dude, I got 50 emails like that right now. Here you go. All right. But on another note, you see this person has over 47,000 surgeons. All right. And how this company sells leads is based on the freshness. If it's a really fresh, good lead, it's $2 per lead. If it's a kind of mad lead, it goes all the way down to 20 cents per lead. All right. I got a mixture of this, got a pretty good response. One thing to keep in mind, it's really hard not to get a return on investment doing this, especially if you're working with an agency or like Jackie, if you're taking high-end clients in right now, you need to be investing in stuff like this. Anyways, you can see right here, this is just literally how I went through here. Now, I did ask a bunch of questions before buying through there. Now, what I want to also show you is another company I'm working with right now. Let me pull this up real quick. Info USA, all right? So let me hop over real quick. Let me log into my account. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, cool. I am logged in. All right. So this is the company. I'm going to be showing you kind of a brief demo of this right now. But you can go right here and you can actually buy any type of list you want. People's phone numbers, their mailing addresses. I prefer emails. All right. So I have to destroy my phone. All right. So I go and click business emails. Let me just show you just the power of this real quick. All right. Get started. And what you can literally do with this company is you can go through their whole entire list. You can pick down to the nitty grittiest of what you want. I'm going to show you an example of how to do this and build a kind of a campaign at the end of this webinar. All right. But it's really self-explanatory. If the website will work, come Info USA. I'm trying to make you money. By the way, this is all unaffiliated, guys. I don't think anybody had that question in their head, but I make no affiliate commission on this whatsoever. So if only their website will work. All right. So what I can literally do, guys, is I can just go right here. And how many people are having trouble finding niches right now? How many people are having trouble finding niches? Give me one if you're not really sure on your niche yet. Yeah. All right, look what you can do right here. Let's look at different types of construction. All right, we got building construction, general contractors, heavy constructions, except building. Let's niche it down. Highway, street construction, bridge and tunnel construction, water, sewer, pipeline construction. All these are massive stuff right here. Let's look at manufacturing. All right, let's go, let's go textile. That looks good. All right, let's textile mills. All right, cotton mills. All right, leather making mills. Broadwoven, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now, but all this stuff, you can there's so many. Petroleum. All right, we'll just go right here. All right, petroleum refining. All right, there's a niche. Asphalt paving. There's a niche. Lubricants, lubricants. I actually met with a guy who does all the marketing for a light bulb company that does over $100 million per year. They sell light bulbs. That's it. If you go into Google and type in buy light bulbs, there's a company that shows it first. But look at all these niche ideas right off the bat. All right, so and you can literally just nail it down. Like I'll just go. Let's just say let's do construction, and I'm just going to do highway steel. All right. So I can go right over here. I can hit size of business. All right, or I can hit continue. And literally, you don't even have to do this, guys. They'll call you on the phone afterwards. You can be like, all right, I want 100 of these leads. Now, look, there's 29,000 emails I could possibly buy. Now, what I want to do is I want to look, let's just say their sales volume, all right? I want them to make at least 5 to 10 million, all right? Let's continue. And I was planning to show this at the end. I'll show how to do this more strategically at the end. And you can even go down to like the titles of the person. If you don't want them emailing certain people, you only want like the executives and stuff like that, you can do that. I'm just going to go over here to review criteria. All right. Now look, there's 1,900 emails right there. I'm going to go continue. It's going to give me the price. Now look right here. All right, it's $1,500. But look, maybe you don't want to spend $1,500. Maybe you just want 100 leads. 99 bucks for every single one of these leads is from a company that makes over $5 million a year. Right there. Do you see that real quick? Do you see how easy that was for me to literally, for 99 bucks, get 100 emails of every single one of these companies that makes $100 million or $5 million to $10 million a year? You see that real quick? Give me a 1 if you get that. Is the one button working? There we go. All right. Does everybody think that's cool? I think that's really cool. Hey, Kate. Yeah, they're in the UK. Kate, you can buy where they're located in the country they're in. So don't worry if you're in the UK and stuff like that. Yeah, like Anthony said, like shooting fish in a barrel. All right. So let's go back into this real quick. Let's hop over to the webinar. I think you guys see the power of this. Now, if you're looking at a certain industry, one thing I want to show you real quick. If you're already in a certain industry, just going to Google and doing what I did before and typing in buy your industry email list, you're going to find a lot of good places. And a lot of times these places would not be open if they had shitty email lists. So keep that in mind. So how do we intelligently buy these email lists? All right. Let me take a drink of water real quick. All right. So look, guys, this is really cool. How many people think this is really freaking cool? All right. How many people think they can get their first client doing this? Okay, great. All right. Give me ones. Hell yes. If you can't, Dynasty might not be for you. Now, what I want you guys to do, though, I don't want you to run off with like your checkbooks and be like, hey, Becker, I spent $2,000 at yahooemails.com. I'd be like, oh, Yahoo emails. I don't think they have good emails. Anyways, you never want to go all in at first. You want to buy as few leads as you can at first to test. And the minimum buy is usually about $99. Granted, once you get in the bigger buys, and I'm sure you guys have seen, there's a few companies out there where the minimum buy is like $5,000. I would not suggest going after niches like that. All right. Now, what this company does, what the company I just showed you, Info USA, and why that's a great place to start. You can find tons of other good places just by doing a Google search, guys. I'll provide a list of companies, but you really don't need it. And I always end up kicking myself in the ass when I say I'll provide a list of stuff because people will track me down like a year later and be like, Becker, in 2011, you promised me a list of Web 2.0s for free. I don't have that. You go and get those Web 2.0s right now, or I'm going to say bad things about you on the internet. But anyways, story of my life. Anyways, most good companies, Info USA, they provide tracking on their mail. All right. So there's no tracking sometimes if you buy the straight list. Like from Info USA, if you just buy the list from them, they're not going to provide tracking right away. All right. You have to manage that yourself. However, on a lot of these sites, they will mail for you. They provide tracking. They show you the open rates, everything. So what you can do, guys, before you go and buy $1,000 worth of leads, get $50 to $100 worth of leads. All right. And then go out there and you can mail these leads. See what the open rates is. See what all that kind of stuff is, first off. Also, you always want to talk to these companies. Whenever company you're selling it from, by the way, companies like this, companies like this one that I showed you are a little bit easier to work with, all right, than the bigger companies, because the bigger companies are more broad and whatever. This one's super freaking targeted. They know surgeons. They know everything about it. So keep that in mind, all right? And they're a little bit easier to talk to. They're a little bit less big business. They're more like a guy in his house, like, oh, yeah, I got these leads. Let me tell you about them. All right. So what do you want to ask? All right. You want to ask all these questions before you buy, guys. All right. What is the minimum that I can buy for testing? If they tell you $1,000, just hang up the phone. All right. No company will not let you test the emails. All right. That's just completely ridiculous. All right. Then what you want to ask is, dude, what is your average open rate for a decent email with a decent headline on average? All right. Usually what you want to aim for is 2 to 10%. All right, that's kind of a wide range, but it depends on how many emails you're buying. If you're buying a low quality list, 2% is great. All right, if you buy 10,000 emails and it's a 2% open rate, that's fine. All right, if you're buying a high quality list and the average open rate is 2%, not too great. Ask them what you can expect from the open rate. All right, you want to aim for that. What you then also want to ask, hey, are these emails spam compliant? All right. What some people will do is they'll sell you what can spam is. It's basically a law. I don't really know what it means. Honestly, I'm not going to sit up here and go lawyer on you, but it basically means you ever notice those little spam buttons in your email? If you get caught emailing people that have not agreed to receive emails from you, supposedly it's against the law. People do this every single day, all the time. I'm sure you have people emailing you all the time you've never agreed to have email you. So take it for what it's worth. But you always want to ask that because you really don't want a list of people that are just getting fed up with being, sent emails and get yourself in any trouble. This one thing to take away, guys, let's back up a sec. You're not going to get in trouble doing this. Even if you get a list of all canned spam, you make the worst decisions ever, you're not going to get in trouble for this. Okay? All right. Cool. All right. Yeah. You will be hunted down by a man with a shotgun and a saw for an arm, and he will come to your house, and if you do not have $1 million to pay the fine of sending him an email, you will then be sent to jail, chopped in half, and then, I don't know, that's getting pretty gruesome. I'll just stop there. All right, so what you also want to ask is, hey, how fresh are these leads? How did you get these leads? All right, just ask that real quick. If they can't answer that question, then there you go. All right, and by freshness, I mean, like, if they got picked up in 1998, it's big chance that Dr. Steve probably isn't going to answer that email. All right. For the most part, next thing I want to ask, for the most part, who are these leads going to? All right, if they have the leads, if they have the email address of every single secretary in the surgeon niche, you're not going to get very far with it. You want them to say it's going to the owner of the business or usually the person who handles the marketing. Or if they say, well, we're not 100% sure all the time, but it's going to a person in the business. All right, fine. That's why you buy the test emails. All right. Now, can you help me find a niche plus income? That's what you really want to ask. Can you help me find surgeons who make over $500,000 a year? Or can you help me find mommy makeover surgeons that make over $500,000 per year? Or can you help me find construction companies that specialize in sewer construction in the Texas area? All right, you really want to niche it down as far as you possibly can because then you can be way more targeted with your advertising. Next, you want to ask, does the file in the Excel sheet come with the names of the email owner? And I'll explain why this is here in a sec. Another thing you guys might want to keep in mind is partnering up on the Dynasty Forum. You guys can buy email lists and share them. I mean, there's more than enough clients to go around. Heck, why don't you guys partner up? I have a partner. Stop being so selfish. Now, how to write them nicely. And if anybody's ever seen this meme, it just cracks me up. Let's just cover up the F word and just picture he's writing an email. All right? Are you picturing him writing an email? Give me one if you think it's sort of funny. Sort of funny? There we go. We got like 3 ones. All right. Crickets. All right. So, email titles. All right. How do we get people to open our emails? All right. Depends greatly on how well you've targeted. All right. For example, and I know this looks like a baboon wrote it, and that's partially true. I am part baboon. You want to have the names. All right. If you can get an email list and you have the names, how I always like to start these emails is, in any autoresponder, you can insert their first name. You just put in a little short code and it does it. And you want to start the email off with the person's first name because it gets higher open rates. Just plain off. Now, what I like to do, and what I want you guys to really do is understand why these headlines work. Instead of being like, I need a swipe file or I need a copy and paste headline. Everybody in Dynasty right now, you're paying me so I can take you to the next level of marketing and make you a better marketer. And by saying like, here's my swipe files, here's the copy and paste titles, that's like putting you back in baboon mode. All right, so I want to explain to you why what I do does work. So I want to take you to the water and teach you how to fish instead of just like catching a fish and be like, So, and that's the exact noise I make when catching fish as well. Anyways, I always like to start emails off if I can with first name. That's why when you guys see me ever collect emails for the Bazooka webinars and stuff like that, I always get your first name and I always start the email off like, hey, first name, it's Becker, all right? The open rates are like 10 times higher, all right? So keep that in mind. And then what I like to say is this applies to your super targeted business, so like your mommy makeover business or your porter potty launching bazooka business, all right? And it's losing you clients. Why do I say it's losing you clients? Because negativity attracts more people than, or I don't know a metaphor for this, it gets more people open emails, all right? Like when Miley Cyrus did something completely repulsive on stage at the VMAs, how many people saw that Miley Cyrus thing? How many people at least saw that on Facebook, all right? I only saw it on Facebook. I didn't really investigate it. All right, you saw all that stuff right there? Cool. One sec. I'm getting Okay, cool. All hydrated now. Anyways, so look, you guys saw that horrible Miley Cyrus stuff. However, negative, stupid stuff attracts more people than positive. All right, Justin Timberlake, on the other hand, went up on stage, gave like the best performance you've ever seen. Nobody talked about it on Facebook. All right, so even though I hate to admit it, negative crap attracts more people than positive crap. You see it on forums every day where all the threads that are about negative crap get all the attention. It's sad, but it's true. All right, or what I also like to make the headline is like first name. Is this hurting your business too? All right, that's what I like to do. And if your list is super targeted, you don't really have to call out to them in the headline like we have done in Facebook ads and stuff like that. You can do something as simple as just saying first name, is this hurting your business too? Because the email is already super targeted. All right, so if you do not have their name, what I like to start off with is this internet. The internet is hurting this business making this amount of money. All right, if you're a chiropractor making $2 million a year, the internet is hurting your business. Something like that. Something negative that gets them to click the ad. All right. You don't, the next few emails you send, I didn't have a part of that in this lesson. The next few emails you send them, maybe follow-ups and stuff like that, you don't want all negativity. All right, that gets really annoying real fast. However, the first email, it's usually better to start with negativity. All right. So what I also like to do, if the list is kind of super targeted, but you don't have a name, I like to say specialists, contractors, whatever the business is. All right. Are you losing clients over this? Gets a lot of open rates. All right. If you have an untargeted list, same thing before. Especially with an untargeted list, you want to handle it more like the Facebook ads, where you have like the exact business, the exact income they make, etc. that calls out to the person. All right. Big thing, lesson I can get from that when you're writing email headlines, try and get their first name in there. Try and use negativity. All right. And try and get as targeted as the email list if you possibly can. All right. So email content. Now, what I'm going to do below this, because it's really hard to review this, I'm going to write below this video. I'm going to show you a bunch of sample emails that I'll send out. I'll just put the text in there below this video when I post it tomorrow. But what I want to share real quick is just a few of my emails. All right, let me just go and look at a few emails I've sent in the past. All right. And these are emails I probably sent you guys and you've probably clicked. I'm going to explain why you clicked them. All right. Let me go find a good one. Give me 2 seconds. Let me see. Where's a good one? All right, I'm gonna actually whip out my handy dandy autoresponder right here. I just really want to show you guys like a good email when I'm actually like in like email sending. You have to click this mode. Let's go. Okay, here's a good one. Let me just copy and paste it over to a notepad. All right. All right. Can everybody see my screen real quick? Can you see this email that I have right here? Can you see all the text and everything like that? All right, I'm going to read it out loud. All right, I'm going to explain this. This is the email for Autopilot V2, and it's a really good example of when I'm actually really trying to get people to click stuff. And by the way, Autopilot V2 sold completely out on the public and the agency side. All right, it was a massive launch, made a good chunk of money, completely sold out. So this type of marketing works. All right, so hey, it's Becker, smiley face. All right, I wouldn't suggest using smiley faces. I wouldn't really suggest calling yourself by the first name either, because I'm emailing people I already have rapport with. Just be like, hey, my name is blank and blank, and I noticed you're in this type of business. All right. So look, point blank, I found something that this plain works for surgeons that do mom and makeover surgeries. All right, something like this. The end. But keep reading. All right. So you see that real quick. You see it real quick. The thing I'm talking about real quick is I'm writing in really short sentences. All right. You see that really quick, and every sentence I write out, and it's always just really short. Like, in fact, recently I tested this system on 7 other people's sites. All right, actually, I'll start from the whole beginning. I'll read it to you from the start, and I'll explain every point to it. All right. So point blank, I found a system that just plain works. Underlined. All right. That's it. The end. Keep reading. The reason why I also said the end, keep reading, because if I say the end right there, people actually stop reading when you say the end. All right. So keep reading. All right. Next thing, just short, choppy stuff, and I want them all to digest and stuff like that. In fact, I recently tested this on 7 other people's sites, and 7 out of 7 times, without fail, this has given them massive increases in Google, even in competitive investing niches. All right. I'll explain that here in a sec. All right. Pretty cool, right? Another shut up thing. First thing I always do is get the first link. Like that might be enough to interest people. I don't want them to read the rest of the email. The rest of the email might actually scare them away. So I just go, look, I got the video right here explaining all of it. Click here. All right. Then I go back through it. All right. And then I explain what I'm going to do or what they're going to see on this site. All right. And this could be talking about a webinar and everything. Now in this video, in this webinar, blah, 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 what you're going to see is A, exactly how I did this. B, the state Google's in right now that causes this to work. And B, a new technique called the slipstream that works the PR sites and shoots them off into a slipstream Star Trek warp drive, causing near instant ranking success. All right, now what I did right there is something I've shown you guys in the other webinars or the other webinar forums I've shown you, where I use 3 different ways to get people to click it. I'm not tapping on the same benefit 3 times over and over. I'm tapping on 3 different things. All right, because what people are going to think is, how did you do this? So I'm going to show them how I did this. And I'm going to say, hey, look, the state that Google's in right now, there's another benefit, all right, that's kind of distantly related. All right, you're going to find out what Google's doing right now. And just an overhyped, insane, just, oh my freaking God, this is like the coolest thing in the whole entire world. All right, I'm using 3 different things to get people to do stuff. All right, now everything's really short, choppy sentences. Again, you see I don't use more than like 10 words per line or something like that. I try and keep it really short and digestible. And I say, look, this stuff is just plain cool, so click below. All right, I always highlight any short marketing emails I have with the end of it. Say, look, just click. Because what a person's going to do when they read through it is they're going to read through all the bold stuff really quickly. And I just say, look, bold, cool stuff, click. All right. So I can give you all the details. And then plus you're going to love it. Plus what I always like to do when I end off these webinars or these emails is I like to say something that's non-serious, like plus I'm going to shoot my dog out of a potato cannon or something. Like just random stuff like that will like get a person to be like, I do want to know about Google, and I don't want what's this stuff about the dog with the potato cannon? All right. And then I have the headline at the end of it. See how 7 out of 7 people ranked instantly using the latest Google poll. All right. So let's explain this a bit kind of more from the SEO point of view, and then I'll explain from the surgeon point of view. All right. First thing it starts off with, I found something that just plain works. All right. That gets people's attention. All right. In fact, it worked 7 out of 7 times. So the person goes, he found a system that works, and it works consistently. And what the next person is going to think, whether it's SEO, if they know something about SEO, is, well, does it work in competitive niches or are these easy rankings? So look, it worked. Hey, I found something that works. It works 7 out of 7 times, even in competitive niches. What is this? First link. All right, you see how I complete that kind of mental thought, and then I link them. All right. Now, next thing you got right here. Now, in this video, you're going to see, now, because I know if that didn't push them over the edge, they need benefits. All right, so what I do is I jump straight in the benefits to get them to click the link again. All right, exactly how they did this, Okay, I want to see that. The state Google's in, like the scientific reasoning behind it, and the crazy new cool shit I'm doing with it. All right, those are the 3 benefits I like to go through. Like I'm going to show you step by step how I did this, the scientific reasoning behind it, and this crazy new shit. That's like the pattern I follow with any 3 benefits I ever make in emails. All right, because one of these is going to tip a type of person over. Because some people want to know the logic behind it. Some people just want to know the step by step. Some people just want to get piss their pants excited and click a link. All right. Finally, look, this stuff is just plain cool, so click. All right. So how can we rewrite this for a surgeon? All right. And I'll be posting my exact kind of templates right here. I'm just going to go from the straight off the top of my head right here. Hey, point blank, I found something that's causing tons of surgeons around the nation to lose business. All right, something like that. In fact, 7 out of 7 surgeons, or 6 out of 7 surgeons who did not use this saw up to 30% loss in sales or 30% less customers over the course of a year. All right, blah, blah. And they did it, and it's in plain sight. That's what I say right there. You're like, all right, well, do I know about this? And I say, and this is in plain sight, but you're not doing it. That's what I'll do, because their next thought will be like, all right, am I doing this? Am I one of these surgeons? I'll say, look, it's in plain sight, and I guarantee you're not doing it. You want to know what it is? Click here. Now, look, Mr. Surgeon, in this webinar that you're about to go through, on this webinar page, you're going to see this exact problem, and you're going to see the solution. All right, I'm going to show you the exact scientific reasoning why your target market is leaving your site. Plus, I'm going to show you a new technique that surgeons are using all around the nation called the Dr. Oz technique that allows people to get up to 3 times more clients per month just using this strategy. All right. Look, this is just plain cool. This is stuff that I'm only letting 15 surgeons around the nation see. Click here. how 6 out of 7 surgeons are destroying their business by ignoring this email. Something like that. All right. Does everybody understand kind of the pattern behind that? All right. Because everybody think they could kind of copy this? Give me one. Give me one. Yes, if you think you can. Cool. All right. And what I encourage you guys to really do is like go on the forum and like literally copy your emails. All right. Go and copy your emails. I'll take a look at your emails and be like, all right, well, this is how I would rework it for this. But seriously, this is a great pattern that always gets me tons and tons and tons and tons of clicks. All right. I found something that works. It works consistently, even in what you're doubting, even in the thing you're doubting, or even, yes, you're this type of person, or whatever your doubt is going to be. I address the doubt. Click here to see what this crazy shit is. Now in this video, you're going to see the step-by-step way to do this, the scientific reasoning behind it, and this cool new piss your pants cool method that's going to drive you absolutely nuts. Dude, this is cool. Click here. Big benefit, ends it with the link. All right. That's just a pattern you can use till the days of end that will get people to click. All right. You can also see Frank Kern uses that same exact thing. Yeah, sure. I'll actually put a bunch of copywriting. But one thing I do, guys, with my copywriting, one thing you want to keep in mind is a lot of it I've just made up, and I've just gotten better and better at it. A lot of copywriting books I've read, like I'll read everything Dan Kenney makes and Frank Kern, but I take a lot of stuff that they do, and then I've just been doing it so often that I just kind of I'll kind of warp it into my own little strategies and stuff like that. So this is Alex Becker copywriting, all right. And while I don't think I'm the best copywriter on earth, I think I'm really damn good at selling people SEO. So you're here right now, so case in point. So anyways, everybody get that real quick. Give me a 1 if you get that. All right, cool, great. Give me a 1. Give me an X if you're enjoying this webinar. All right, if this is well worth your time. All right, cool, awesomeness. All right, cool. Yeah, cool. So let's hop back up to here. All right, so how to mail them, we covered that. Now, what I want to show you guys is how to follow up. All right, with just a quick little study. I found out, just reading a study from the books I read. One sec, show my screen. All right, never gonna see my screen. Just a little study. I found it's been shown that businesses that follow up literally make this almost the same amount. They actually, with high-end businesses like this, they actually make more for every time they follow up. Like say you make only $1,000 with your first email. It's been shown with high-end businesses that after the second follow-up, you usually make about $1,200. And then after a second follow-up, you keep getting increased returns every time you follow up because high-end businesses respond to familiarity instead of instant selling. All right. So like if I was selling to somebody that, all right, and I'm nothing against anyone who shops at Walmart. I shop at Walmart every day. All right. But if you're selling to someone who wants to use shopping at Walmart, how are you going to get them to do so? Say 40% discount across the board. Come now, come now, come now. And you're going to get diminishing returns after that email. All right. Now, if you want to sell to a person in a high-end business, they're going to be revolted by that. What you want to do is build familiarity. All right. They're going to be repulsed by 40% discounts and stuff like that. You want to build familiarity and authority in their eyes. So follow-ups are the key to everything, especially a lot of times every single person on your email list when you do this is going to be completely valuable. So you want to keep following up as much as you can to get the most out of that list. Done. All right. So what I use is Amazon SES to send my non-blocked Gmail responses. It actually goes through my own email address through SourceWave, and that's why it gets marked as a personal message instead of a what's the word for it? Promotional message. So first off, if you guys want to avoid Gmail, go Google Amazon SES, and I set it up with Glock Analytics. All right, it's a software you install. It connects to Amazon SES, and you can send email through it. It's a tad complicated to set up, but I trust you can do it. All right, I learned how to do it from scratch, so can you. Also, if you've heard about Infusionsoft, it will automatically do this for you. Infusionsoft is something I'm looking for, even though they do get caught up in the promotional inbox. And one quick little note, the promotional inbox gets read almost as much as the same inbox, so keep that in mind. So with that being said, what you want to do is if you follow up, all right, and this is just kind of a little pattern I did right here. When you follow up with people, you want your first email to be an invite to the webinar. All right, so I'm going to go break this down real quick. Oops. All right, so you want your email first to be an invite to your webinar, whatever you're doing. All right, webinar, whatever you're selling, blah, blah, blah. Webinar invite. I prefer the webinar invite because it really doesn't turn people off. You say, hey, I'm putting together this free webinar for you. Blah, blah. It's not really like you're trying to sell anybody. You're trying to give them something for free. All right. Email number 2, you don't want to send the same people the webinar invite that already agreed. All right. So what you can easily do with Amazon SES and the analytics tracking, or any autoresponder out there, is you can track what people clicked. All right. So the people that clicked, you want to put them in a different list. All right. You want them to, you want to start emailing them about the webinar. So when they click and opt in, they go to like list number 2. All right. All right, let me move this over here. And this, don't worry if you don't get this. This isn't 100% necessary. However, if you've been in marketing for a while, you understand. All right, they go to list number 2. All right. So these people start getting a different train of emails based on the follow-up. All right. So list 2, you're telling them, getting them excited about the webinar. All right. You don't want to keep sending them emails from list number 1. All right. This is just essential to not annoying people and it not being weird and stuff like that. And this is drastically increases the amount of people that show up for your webinar. So email number 2 from list number 1 will just be the same email you just sent for a webinar invite with a different title. So you're basically emailing all the people that didn't click the first time. All right. They probably missed the email. They didn't get a chance to read it. All right. Then, of course, with list number 2, they get moved to list number 2 the second they click. All right. This is very, very easy to do, especially with Infusionsoft. If you're running a business right now that's already pretty successful, I really suggest you look into Infusionsoft. All right. Just heads up. It's very easy to do with that. All right. So what you want to do with email number 3, all right, when you're emailing people the webinar invites, say they haven't clicked it yet, all right, you still don't have enough people. What you want to do is you want to change up the email with a different pitch and add scarcity. Like, look, we only have 2 more spots left in this webinar. You need to join now, all right? Now, what you want to do after that next follow-up, guys, and this is how you want to treat your emails after, is you want to say, hey, look, the webinar happened, you weren't able to attend, but here's a free book or here's a free little course or something I made that will help you out anyways. All right, here's a recording of the webinar. You're going to see some really cool stuff. And then what you want to do over the next 2 months with that list person is build trust, because obviously you couldn't really get them to do much right off the bat. So why not build trust with them, try them again 2 months from now, and then just keep repeating the process over and over and over again. And that way you'll eventually get sales from them. This right here has been shown, this pattern right here has been shown to literally triple the amount of income companies make, actually quadruple and quad-tenth. All right, so keep that in mind. Yeah, someone said, it's $500 a month for Infusionsoft. It is. If you're just getting started, don't get Infusionsoft. Yeah, so keep that in mind. So keep that all in mind, guys. Now, the last thing I want to show you in this webinar is, say we go out there and we get, one sec. Okay, so one thing I want to show you, and this is a tactic to save money, and this is also a tactic to get to spend less money, spend more money, but actually less money getting your leads to convert higher. All right. So look, if you test and get a good chunk of emails, and say you only get 100 emails, say you get like only surgeons who make $3 million a year and live in the Dallas area. Okay. You're not going to have that many surgeons, but what you've done right there is you've segmented your list and your niche down to such a point that is so focused that you can spend more money marketing to them. All right, if you're marketing to 1,000 people and you spend $1 per person on that marketing campaign, you can only spend $1 per person. However, if you get a list of 50 people, 50 extremely targeted people, you can now spend $20 per person with the same budget and have a much higher response rate with a higher targeted audience. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense real quick? How I can afford to spend $20 luring them to my webinar or getting them to become a client instead of just $1. All right. So a lot of times it's better to get a list of like 50 really targeted people and work really hard on getting them clients. All right. So what would be some examples of that? All right. All right. I'll talk about that in a sec. But you want to do that. All right. Especially when you're with higher level companies and stuff like that. You can save a ton of money on mass marketing while having much, much higher response rates with the customers you really, really, really want to get. I'm going to show you kind of how to do this. Now, niche lists, we'll see what I wrote here in the notes. Niche list, big time for perfect client, but then put more cards. All right, so you want to niche list down. You want to make them as small and segmented as you possibly can so you can get your list of perfect clients, the people you can perfectly solve. Remember what I've talked about always in Dynasty. The more you niche down, the easier it is to become an authority in their eyes and be the perfect fit for them. So you want to go niche it down to your list of perfect clients, and then you can put 10 times more effort in and spend money to get that right client. All right. So if you're a person right now, you don't have $10,000 to invest in advertising, go spend $100 of 50 of the best clients, and you really want to bust your ass getting them into your webinar, getting them interacting with you using the stuff we've talked about. For example, you find all surgeons in your state or your local area that make $3 million a year. All right. Now, what you do, because you only have a list of 75 of them, you email them a personalized message with nothing but value. Maybe a free link to like an ebook you've created, or heck, dude, if you get their email address, say, hey, I just want to see if I could send you my free book on surgeon marketing. All right. This book usually costs $25 by itself, but could I send this book to your address? Heck, you could even shoot a personalized video just for them, inviting to the webinar. Be like, hey, Dr. Steve from this area, whatever, I noticed you were doing this, and I shot a personalized video for you right now. I really want you to come check this webinar. I really want to have the chance to talk to you and just teach you some really cool stuff. I'm just building some valuable contacts in the area, and this video right here is going to show you on goes the benefit process. I taught you guys about that before. You can spend more time on these people, get much more higher response plays. You can actually kind of mass produce this with video editing. Like you can actually go in and shoot like a 10-second welcome video, and then it like with very good editing, all right, with in Camtasia and stuff like that. Not really good editing, but you just cut it off real quick. It jumps to another general video, all right? But you can do all sorts of stuff. If you get these people's addresses too, you could actually send them like maybe a gift box or something like, hey, I noticed that you're in this area from whoever, just like a little gift box or something like that. And you don't have to do this. This is just kind of big thinking right now. But you see how you could really reel in that targeted client. You could spend $100 to get them, but you get that client who's going to pay you $8,000 per month. You see how that works? You can really spend a lot more time with them. You see how you can really spend it in? Give me one real quick if you get that. Cool. All right. Now, this is not as fire and forget, but it drastically ups your response rates. All right. The more personalized you can make it, the more money, the more time you can spend per client, the better response rate you're going to get. All right. Now, if you want to go out there and just send out 1,000 emails, that works too. All right. You can do that. That's exactly what I did to get these people on my webinar. All right. But if you want to save money and you want to spend more, you want to spend your money getting better leads, this is what you want to do. All right. So the more tools you have in your authority toolkit, the better as well. By the way, you start off the email like, hey, by the way, Dr. Dan, Dr. Zimmerman, and Dr. Monsterface, all right, said, hey, you might be looking for us. You like cite some people that have given you testimonials in the past. You start off an email like that. Remember the testimonials I talked about? Say, I just want to let you know I'm a best-selling author of surgeon marketing, and I just want to give you a quick shout out and see if there's anything I could do to help you with your business. This is just, I don't want to sell you anything in this email. I just want to see what I can do for you. In fact, I've shot this quick video just giving you a quick review of your site real quick to show you all sorts of things that are scaring away women, all right, stuff like that. And then at the end of the video, be like, hey, by the way, here's a copy of my book. You can just go right here. You can download it here or here. Here's $25. You can just go buy the book on Amazon right now. All right, so you can check it out. You see how that type of process will go and just, yeah. Someone said we rented a suite at Phoenix Suns game for local home builders. It worked great. Exactly. All right. What you could actually do, you could actually start spending more money, especially if you're a person who's already working with high-end clients. Hey, getting them basketball tickets, being like, hey, here's some basketball tickets. Just really doing like, I want to see go that far if you're new to this, but if you really have, like, if the client's really biting, you can spend more and more money on them without really having to worry about it, because this is your perfect customer. So your return on investment is just so much higher. All right. Yeah. So keep that on mind. So awesome stuff. Does everybody, let me just show you real quick how to really niche it down. I think I already showed you guys that in, Info USA. All right. But if you guys really want to niche it down, I showed you guys what I was doing before, email marketing. Let me just hit the back button a few times. Give me a sec. But with Info USA, this is just absolutely perfect. And there's tons of other businesses like that. Don't just be like Info USA is the only people I can use. But you can really just niche it down, all right? You can just go, I want to go, let's just go, I'm going to go search surgeons. All right, search. And it will come back eventually. All right. There's all sorts of stuff right here. I'm just going to type in plastics. Pacemakers, the cardiac. There's a good one right there. I'm actually looking for just plastic surgeons. Plastic surgeon. All right, this is just exactly what I would do if I was going to use that method right there. It also loads faster when you're not here, so keep that in mind. Where is it going for? All right, today it was bringing back all sorts of stuff. Anyways, you can go on and, does everybody get the gist real quick? Yeah, it decided just not work with me at all. Let's go, plastic surgery. All right, there we go, perfect. All right, so I can hit continue. All right. And I'm sure everybody can do this on their own. I just want to do this real quick. All right, so look, we can go sales volume. All right, I want a surgeon who makes 501 to 2.5 million. All right, that's good. All right, let's continue. All right, let's go location information. No. Postal selects. So I could go by zip code, blah, blah, blah. It's just, nah, I don't want to go for that. And I can also narrow it down by like the actual owner of the business. I don't really think this would really apply to, per se, to surgeons. All right. I don't want to get like their secretary. I don't think there's like a chairman of Dr. Steve's business, all right, stuff like that. But I could really narrow it down with that. Anyways, what I have right now, let's just go geography wise. I'm not going to type in the zip code and stuff like that, but we can go through all that. Let's just type states. All right. And we'll go Texas. And I think that's as far as I'll go. All right. So, and review criteria. Cool. I don't want highway street construction. All right, cool. All right, there it is. 61 emails of surgeons in the Texas area that make over $2 million a year. There's 61 emails right there. You see how easy that is? And you see how I could spend a ton of time marketing these guys? I probably know what their favorite sports teams are. I can probably relate to them like, hey, I live in Dallas too, blah, blah, blah. I can come drive down to meet you, stuff like that. You see how it's so much easier for me to market to these people? You see how easy that is? Everybody give me a 1 if you think you can do that. Cool. All right. Not the Cowboys, someone said. Awesome. All right, everybody give me a 1. If you're confused right now, if you're confused or intimidated or you think this is just something you cannot do, give me a 2. Someone, Steven says, what happens if you cannot meet clients? Steven, honestly, I've met one of my clients face to face. I actually one's driven kind of to me and I've driven down one time. But other than that, I've never had a face-to-face meeting. I've only had one client with that. So it's good to do that. Someone asked, I drive my Lamborghini there. Actually, at the time, I was driving a Maserati at the time. So I did drive that. And Skype works just fine. All right. What you want to do is you want to use everything in your toolkit to build that celebrity status. All right. All right. If you're a local little SEO business, yeah, you gotta drive and do the face-to-face thing. If you're a celebrity, just getting a phone call from you, it's like, oh man, thank you so much for calling me on your phone in your pajamas on the toilet. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. All right. So what I use. I use Amazon SES. All right. I'm not going to explain how to set it up in this webinar because that will take like 30 minutes. It's a pain in the ass. You can just use, I think, GetResponse will allow you to add emails, or with these guys right here, they will send the emails for you. That's why InfoUSA is a great place to start. They'll send the emails for you. All right. So keep in mind, a lot of these other places will also send the emails for you. Someone said, Lauren, the thing with Aweber is they won't let you import emails without being a huge pain in the ass. All right, so Aweber won't work for that. A lot of the times, these companies, though, will send it for you. All right, like I can literally go right here, I'll hit save search, and I can send the emails just like that. So keep that in mind. Yeah. You can also mail them for free. You can use MailChimp. You can send up to 2,000 emails. You can use them one time and send out free emails from them. So cool. Oh, shit, guys, I forgot to tell you the ninja method on how you can email them. All right, you guys want to hear that real quick, how you can email them for free without eating an autoresponder? Holy shit. All right. Microsoft Outlook Express? You can send emails from that. All right, what you do, you just connect it to whatever email you're going to do, and then you can blind CC up to 200 people at a time. So you can just send batches of 200. This is what my marketing director friend does. He'll just buy emails, and he'll just send them through Outlook Express. You can blind CC people. You can blind up to 200 people at a time. That's more than enough for the emails right here. All right, you can email 10 people at a time using that very, very easily. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, with 61 emails, you can use your Gmail address. So everybody get that real quick. Even if you don't have an autoresponder, just use Outlook Express. If you buy like 1,000 emails, just use Outlook Express to go and send 200 emails at a time. All right, so good stuff. All right, so first question: everybody enjoy this webinar? Was this webinar worth its weight in gold to you? Did you enjoy this? Give me a 5 if you really enjoyed this webinar. Okay, cool. Great. Great. All right. Seeing it as it is Friday night, guys, I will answer questions on the forum. I'm going to be a lot more active on the forum because I saw almost a small riot ignite on the forum as I was very busy this week. That won't happen again. I'll be on the forum. So you guys post your questions, post whatever kind of stuff you want to know on there. Post whatever you're freaking thinking. All right. Real quick question. Brian, that's a long question. Ask it on the forum. All right, ask in the forum because it's just late right now. Ask in the forum. All right, it's cool. All right, so guys, it's pretty late Friday night. So with that being said, thank you so much for being in Dynasty. Hit me up on the forum. I'll be posting this webinar with the list of cheap PR hosting you can post to, and a little list of like quick places you can go to buy email addresses from and stuff like that. If there's any other list I mentioned, I'm sure you'll remind me. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much. What's coming up in Dynasty? It's in September. You guys are going to get the schedule on the 1st, all right? I'm putting together, well, the lessons plan is pretty much put together, but I'll be sending out the schedule on the 1st. All right, guys, thank you so much. Bless everybody for being here. I'm going to hit you up, guys, tomorrow when I post this webinar. All right, thank you so much, guys. I'll catch you later.